Our sponsors this month are Shropshire Drone Services. If you're looking for aerial video or photography in Shropshire, then they can help you. Go to shropshiredroneservices.co.uk or speak to Matt at 07800 689 209. Whether you're looking for crisp video or perfect photography from anywhere in Shropshire, they can help you. They come highly recommended from the Shrewsbury Biscuit. We asked them for some help with our website, and they delivered crisp, perfect footage of our town in Shrewsbury. That's shropshiredroneservices.co.uk. You will not be disappointed, folks. Hi guys, and welcome to this impromptu podcast drop by the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley. Mandy today is a great guest. Loved this so much because of how quickly it happened. Mandy messaged me and was like, yo, I've got an event coming up in like 2 weeks and I could do getting my voice out there. And like, you know, this is what we do at the Shrewsbury Biscuit. And I was like, okay, can you come in tonight? And she was like, okay, we did it. So very short time to plan, talking and stuff. And Mandy came in. She was fantastic. And I love this because it was just so... because it happened so quickly, I think it felt so natural, you know. And obviously there's lots of charged topics in this. For me personally, and I know for a lot of people listening to the show too, when we talk about imposter syndrome, and it's something that, you know, even a few days after I recorded this, I'm still doing quite well. I've got a different approach to things now. I'm kind of hunting down these difficult situations, and I'm kind of owning them a little bit more. Even if I make an idiot of myself, it's kind of just like, I'd rather go out there and make an idiot of myself by trying than to not try it at all because, you know, I was being a bit of a wimp or whatever. I don't know, something's just happened, something's shifted in my mind. And I think it's a lot to do with interviews like this with life coaches and with coaches in general, people that encourage people to go out there and do stuff. So that's reality, isn't it? Sometimes it takes a bit of that. It takes a bit of pushing and a bit of encouragement before you go, actually, do you know what? I'm a bit more capable than what I realize. And so yeah. So everybody that's mentioned in the show, I love massively, you know, Stephen Marshall, Alex McCarthy, and Mandy Taylor as well, of course, features in this episode. So anyway, I'll leave you to enjoy this podcast. I hope you enjoy it. And at the end, I'm going to come at you with a bit of event news, things that are happening in Shrewsbury, events and stuff. Let's do that at the end, right? I'll catch you at the end. Enjoy this podcast. Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley. No Verity today. She's giving her the week off. That sounds bad. She's just on the London Marathon, so she's having a well-deserved weekend off. I think she's going to go for a few drinks tonight. We'll find out a bit more about Verity when she gets back, but that's what she's doing. She's taking a well-deserved rest after her gallant efforts and everybody at the London Marathon. Well done for doing what you do. This is a last-minute plan, this podcast, which is great. I love these things because they always tend to be like the best ones. And it couldn't have come at a better time, actually, because I was just speaking to football coaches a couple of days ago, and we were talking about moulding the mind and how important it is to not just offer physical assistance and training to people when it comes to sports, but to turn them into better versions of themselves as well. And so when Mandy Taylor got in touch with me today and asked if she can come on the show because she's got a seminar coming up, a workshop coming up, I thought this is perfect. So thank you, Mandy, for getting in touch today.
Oh my gosh, you're welcome.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it? When you need a life coach, or when you need counselling, or when you need something correcting in your sort of head, it's really difficult to decide what to do and where to go and who to speak to, right? It's not just an easy thing to think about for yourself, right?
Yeah, no, I think people don't realise, a lot of the time people wouldn't realise that it would help them to speak to someone like a coach or a therapist, and people get into a certain sort of way of living and feel like it's normal. And then there might be sort of various different things that are going on for them, and actually just speaking to someone about it and working out where they want to be and trying to move towards that is where coaching and therapy.
Is that like a normal thing though? It's like, it's not necessarily, I mean, okay, you've definitely got to help people, but helping people realize how to help themselves before they get the help, it's like, there's a step before helping yourself, it's a conundrum. It's one of those things.
Yeah, it's true. And actually it takes people sometimes years to realize that.
What is the question?
Yeah. What is it that I need? Am I happy? Am I happy with my life? Is this where I want to be? People don't tend to sit down and ask themselves that question, so it just doesn't come up. And then they mosey along and get to a certain point and realise something happens where they realise, actually, this isn't what I want, and I want to make a change. And it could be just a mental change or literally a whole life change.
Absolutely. And it's a bit like when you're trying to find an answer out in Google, and you're like, what do I even ask it?
Yeah.
So it understands what I'm trying to talk about, because you can't just be like, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you put too much information in Google, it comes you with all sorts of different stuff, especially if you use one of these devices and you
Alexa.
Yeah. I asked it something earlier, and what did I ask it? I asked it because my son's coming up, and I was also like, do Trains for Wales trains have Wi-Fi? And it says, I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Did you mean, do Trains for Wales trains have Wi-Fi? I was like, that's what I said. That's what I said. So, but when it comes to taking that responsibility on that, when you're basically, you got someone's mind, someone's precious thoughts and their desires and their motivation, and you've got that at the cusp of your hands.
Yeah.
How does that feel like?
It's a real privilege, actually, to have people open up about what's going on for them, and it can be a really big step for people, because lots of people don't actually talk about these things, and so I feel like it's a real privilege. I really love watching people on their journey, or sort of working with them on their journey from where they are to where they want to be, and that can be career-wise or personally, relationship-wise, just relocating, just big decisions that people want to make. And just being there, almost holding their hands sometimes, going through it, and being a bit of a cheerleader for them as well, because sometimes people just don't talk to anybody about these kind of things.
Very head in the sand, very much so.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really amazing to watch the transformation between, like, in people when you do get those breakthroughs with them.
It's really nice. It's one of those things, like, when someone's like, I don't need help, I'm fine. I don't need help, I'm fine. And then suddenly they snap, they crack a little bit. They're actually like, and you see that moment, they realize, actually, can someone please get in here and help me? I've seen that a few times in people, and it's a really, really emotionally charged moment. If you ever do witness that in someone, but it's good to know where to go when you have that moment, because we can all go, oh, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
The average Joe, your friends and family, which is great. Obviously, friends and family are fantastic, but there's only so much we can do when we're emotionally attached, right? I think someone impartial's got to come in and be able to, like, okay, let's solve the problem.
Yeah, exactly. And people sort of just come because they maybe feel a bit stuck, and they just know that they're not happy where they are, but they don't really know what they want to do. So then it's about working with them and getting them to rediscover their kind of values and strengths and passions. And that's really hard for some people, because in various different stages, life kind of happens to us, and we just mosey along with everything that's going on, have children, etc. And you kind of forget what your passions are and forget what you're interested in. And you get to a point where you think, well, I don't even know what I like anymore. I don't know what's going to make me happy sometimes. And so just having these conversations and getting people to really think about them and open up. And there's various different exercises that we can do.
Is it the same as like flipping a coin and being disappointed when you get the... Do you know what I mean? So you actually find out by losing it.
Yeah, it can be. It can be literally like, oh, actually, no, that doesn't work, or that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because there are situations where it's amazing when you give yourself a path and you give yourself a trajectory. I'm going to do this, and then you find yourself hating that thing you wanted to do, and actually no, it's the thing that was attached to this. And there's a fork in the road there for me. Like that's an interesting one.
And actually also recognizing actually this isn't right, and being okay with the fact that it wasn't the right decision, and it's okay to change, and you don't have to stick by this. And nobody's forcing you to do that, but you feel this pressure externally.
What do you think that is? Because I'm the same. Like, if I make a choice in something and I'm like, I give myself so much trouble over the original choice that I made, even if it's something simple, like a song choice or an album choice of no, I've chosen this now.
Yeah,
you can just change your mind. What is that in us that makes us do that? Is that stubbornness?
Yeah, I don't know if it's I mean, I don't know about things like song choice and stuff, but I do think people have a issue with the fact that they may have chosen something that doesn't work, and that it's
I'm
that
wrong.
That fear of failure, fear of being wrong, fear of being
when it comes to like
thing, and that goes deeper a lot of the time, but it's certainly a worry that you're going to make the wrong decision or fail.
I feel like it's like doing as you're told, but yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like no,
I told myself I'd do this.
yeah. That's it. You're taking charge of you.
Yeah.
Even if the you that's taking charge isn't making the right choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
That must be torture. I mean, I know that there are people that I met people who was it years ago, chose the wrong university course and changed. And actually had a whale of a time once they made that change, because that must be a huge thing. You know, you go up to an 18-year-old and you want a business, you want a university loan, or a student loan, and change your life off this one decision that you make. What if you need to make those changes,
Yeah, I think it's about being comfortable with that and getting comfortable with it. And it is definitely forgiving yourself. I made the wrong decision here, but that's okay. And it's all learn, and you learn something from it. You learn that that's not what's interesting and that isn't what's going to excite you and make you happy. So being able to reflect on that and think, oh yes, actually, I'm glad I did that, because I know that I don't want to go that way. I started a PGCE twice in my life thinking I wanted to teach. But actually doing that and learning again the second time, no, it really isn't what I want to do. And I'm glad I've tried it again. So I'm not wishing that I had or thinking about it, that kind of thing. And just being okay with it. And you have to train yourself.
We evolve
to be okay
as
with these
human
things.
beings. My mic sounds terrible. We evolve as human beings, don't we? And I think you just got to accept that sometimes. I had a job interview the other day. I'm always really like overly honest on this show. I had a job interview last week, and they were like, "Well, why do you want to?" Because I work in support away from the biscuit. That's my actual in real life job. And they're saying, "Well, why do you want to change from that job?" And I'm like, "Well, because when I was in my 30s, I realized I was good at making stuff and sitting behind a microphone. And I always feel like when I was younger, I was just happy being a cog in a machine. It sounds daft. I was just like, okay, I got to work like everyone else. I earn a wage, come home, pay the bills. Now I realise if I'd have done this and been as passionate about this as I was when I was 18, 19, I probably would have made something of it, would have been a proper career. I mean, it's not doing too bad now. There are job offers there involved in this, which is great. But that's an interesting one when we evolve through age.
Yeah. Absolutely. And in a way, that's exactly what's happened with me as well with my career. I've done many different things, and this is now something I absolutely love and wish I maybe had done it earlier. And I recently found a notebook that I wrote about 25 years ago.
No way.
I'd listed a whole bunch of companies that maybe I would go and try and work for. I worked in the city in London, but all these companies on the left-hand side, maybe I'll go here, maybe I'll go there. What do I want to do? I know I don't want to be where I am. On the right-hand side was life coaching courses, ? And I didn't do it at that time, but it really made me, just finding that notebook.
At least it wasn't like Thomas Cook. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to anybody who worked at Thomas.
Exactly. But it was just one of those things that I think, God, imagine if I'd done that then. Yeah. But then I wouldn't have done all the other things that we've done. And yeah.
I like to have a bit of negativity in my life. I feel like there's a bit of cynicism isn't too bad, because then if you're happy all the time, it's a bit like having Christmas every day, I imagine. You've got to have your bad days, haven't you, where you're like, oh man, I wish I'd done that instead. Yeah, because then you're happy with the choices that you have made when they go well. I mean, like for the biscuit, for example, I've had amazing years where we've gone out there and done some truly this show has taken me on an amazing journey. It really has. But this last year has been terrible. It's been really terrible. And I'm very honest about it. We didn't get our funding. There's certain things that happened that knocked us off our course a little bit, but I still love doing it. I'm still here. I'm still smiling, and I still love it. So I feel like you just got to stick it through. Yeah,
and there's always going to be challenges in life, isn't there? And actually, as cheesy as it sounds, there's like learning through all of it. Everything that happens.
Yeah,
I'm very much a believer of it happens for a reason, or you weren't meant to go that way. And it's not so much. I feel a bit like that a lot of the time, but then I do think we are in control of what is going to happen in our lives. So we do have a lot of control over that. But then the other things you do learn from.
How long have you been doing life coaching for then?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
So it's still kind of new?
Very new, yeah, really new. And I got into it via being coached. My husband was coached about 5 years ago, and I sort of saw a real transformation in him, sort of working out what was important to him, what was really going to make him happy, etc. And we kind of watched him go from quite sort of grumpy influence in the house to actually recognizing what was important to him and working out what work he wanted to do. And at the time he kept saying, you need to do this, you really need to do this, because I was sort of floundering career-wise and not happy with what I was doing. Because we moved from London 10 years ago, and I was a bit, since when we moved, I really sort of found it hard to work out what I wanted to do. And
moved here from London.
Yeah, I grew up in Shropshire.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Newport, so not far from Shrewsbury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we came back 10 years ago. And
so to go from like massive metropolis to Shropshire, which is great, but it is the Shire.
Yeah, it
in
is
comparison,
the Shire, and it's very, very different. And it was real. It took a long time to settle again. It really, really did. But work-wise, it was really tricky because my work was very London focused. So I knew that I wanted to work, and I was working in London, but pregnant with my third child at the time, and going down to London and back, etc. It just didn't really work very, very well. So.
See, I've been looking for hybrid jobs around London and stuff. So go down there, stay for 3 nights, travel large. I don't care. Like do some work, come back. And
James does that. My husband does that.
That's so. If anybody's listening in London, we do have a very strong listener base in London, by the way. So if you're listening in London, right? I need to
call Alex.
Give me a shout. It's something that we're all prepared to do now, I think, especially if you get that London premium. It's quite cool. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we were in Birmingham the other night. We went to take my boy to watch WWE, which was a crazy, crazy experience. I don't do wrestling, but not at all. But he loves it.
Is he into it? Yeah,
he loves it. He loves it. We don't pay for the TV shows, don't really watch it, but he likes the video games and the toys and stuff, so he knows who they are. And we went to Birmingham and to watch it, and it was just like we didn't know who half the wrestlers were. There's these kids behind us. And I was like, "Who's that?" We're telling us who the wrestlers are. We had a great time, but going through the city for me was just sensory overload.
Yeah,
it's just too much. It's big. Birmingham's a big. I didn't realize how big it was until I saw it weirdly on the dash, the sat nav.
Oh yeah,
and you got it on the bird's eye view, and you could see how big it is. I was like, wow, it's massive. It's too much for me.
I do enjoy. I love London. I enjoy going back there, and I quite often feel like I've been sort of supercharged as soon as you get out of Euston Station. But I do really enjoy coming back home.
Slow things down a bit.
Yeah, I think it's important.
The first few months of you being a life coach, what was that like? Was it quick from the start? Was it a slow burner? I mean, how was that going?
No, it's been. I decided I wanted to become a coach, so I did a diploma in coaching, transformational coaching, and the course entails having to do a certain number of coaching hours. Even when you only started your training, and you haven't done all the modules, you're still you have to get these hours. So it was slow. But I had lots of practice clients. Obviously, that was all free, and sort of built it up from there. And that was 2 years ago now. So sort of doing the diploma, getting the practice hours in, and now I've probably done about 350 hours of coaching now.
Wow! So it is very the wrap's still on the phone screen. That's how new it is. Wow!
Yeah, it's really new. It's good though, and I do a lot of coaching for a company called More Happy, which is voluntary, and that is the company that offers coaching to small businesses and their employees. So the business pays More Happy a fee, and then the coaches are volunteering to coach them.
I imagine that's an interesting world to be in, because small businesses don't have the soft landing if there's an issue. Do you know what I mean? You can't just go to corporate.
No, exactly. And
you go to HR. Yeah. You are HR. You are corporate.
Yeah. You listen to a lot of issues, and actually, that's one of the reasons that I decided to do this first workshop on imposter syndrome, because a lot of the people that I talk to bring and my private clients talk about it sometimes. And
okay, imposter syndrome. I'm glad I heard the word in the sentence. I was like, right, let's open this box, because
we don't have to.
No. It's something I've been battling for a long time. My social anxiety is, I mean, I've worked with other coaches. I wasn't going to mention other coaches on the show because I didn't think it was fair, but Stephen Marshall and Alex McCarthy, both in very short time sort of offered little bits of nuggets of advice that sort of helped me. And Steve Marshall, I'll never forget this. I keep talking about it, but I'm going to keep talking about it because I think it's really important to know that it's transformed me a little bit. My imposter syndrome kind of affects me as I'm doing things sometimes, right? And that's like when I was, so I had Rianne, who's doing a solo travel adventures seminar at Highly Flammable. She came on and we spoke to her. Now, that day, I'd just finished a night shift. I hadn't slept much during the day, so I'd had like an hour's sleep. And I was having a bit of an anxiety moment. You know, like the way I expect when you invite someone around and they come around, you're like, oh my God, there's someone coming around. But even though you've initiated it, you're kind of like, I was doing that. And I sat down to do the podcast and I was kind of pushing myself through it. And when I was doing that, I was being overconfident. I'm very easy, very relaxed guy, but I feel like I was being really arrogant. I was like jotting into her sentences and stuff. And I noticed this behavior in myself. After I listened it back as well, I was kind of like, that was terrible. And I even apologized to Rianne. And I messaged Alex and I was like, sorry, Stephen. I call him Alex, right? This is not as weird because I know another Geordie guy with a beard who's tall and his name's Alex. It's nothing to do. Anyway, so I messaged Stephen and I was like, I noticed this behavior in myself. It's terrible. And he was like, good. You did it.
Yeah.
You noticed that behavior in yourself. So well done. You're not cured, but you can recognize the behavior. So now, these last 2 weeks, I have been recognizing those symptoms and telling it to bugger off. This is my new philosophy on imposter syndrome.
Okay.
I am taking the stance where imposter syndrome doesn't exist unless I make it exist.
Yeah. And I think
sorry, that was a really long-winded way. That's
no, and actually, people, quite a few people say, "Well, there's no such thing as imposter syndrome; it's just not a thing." And actually, it's really just different feelings, and people have different feelings. So you might sort of be in a situation where you think, "Oh my God, everyone knows more than me here. I really shouldn't. Why am I here? Why am I at this table? You know what?" So that's one sort of feeling like a fraud.
Yep.
Feeling like, you know, why are they listening to me? I don't really know what I'm talking about. Someone's going to find me out, etc. So it can come in loads of different feelings. So, and they've kind of been bunched up into this sort of imposter syndrome label. But actually, it's just feelings that people have around confidence in what they're doing, whether it's a corporate job or their own business or social situations. It's just about doubting yourself really and doubting your abilities, but it can
an emotional soup.
Yeah, and it can manifest itself in loads and loads of different ways. And so I don't really like a big label of imposter syndrome, but when people talk about these feelings, that's what they'll say it is, or then they'll describe these feelings and they'll have said this is imposter.
I compare it to Freddy Krueger.
Oh, right.
They forget about Freddy Krueger and he doesn't exist, right? So like it's unless they dream, the more they dream about him, the more he exists. I mean, like I feel this is the stance I'm going to take on it now. I'm going with momentum.
Yeah. Okay.
Just keep going. And I released today. I haven't even shared it on social media. I've been so busy today. It's been nuts. But today I released an episode where I was at Shrewsbury Town Football Club. We went to the Players Awards.
Oh, yeah.
So I was speaking to some of the players and the manager and some of the fans, and it was really nice. And now to release something like that with such a dedicated fan base is kind of like, whew, this is a big stone in a big lake, right? Do you know what I mean? So I was kind of like, but I remembered like this imposter syndrome thing I'm going for at the moment. I was like, no, done.
Just do it. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not fixed, but I'm saying at the moment I'm kind of dealing with it.
Yeah, and it's just about pushing yourself through it. But with the different feelings around it, it's definitely sort of looking at the evidence of whether you are good enough and why you have got the job and why did your boss give you the job. And I used to think years ago, I remember thinking for a really long time, I think someone had made some comment about, oh, well, the boss just quite likes you. And remember that played over and over in my head. Have I got this job just because he likes me? This boss and this lady who they've only given me this job because they like me, so I'm no good at my job. And it really sort of
just really nice people, bad business sense.
Yeah, exactly. But then you sort of recognise it later on, like going through all of this kind of training and things like that. Just think, of course they're not going to give me a job because they like me. They were paying me a wage. Why on earth? This doesn't make any business sense. But it's having, recognising that, and you can talk yourself around, I only did it because of this and this and this, and actually just not. That is just not a fact.
No.
And it's going to the root of what it is that bothers you digging deep. Is that true? Is that real? Is that really what happened?
Pulling at threads, sort of thing.
Yeah, and when did you feel confident? What was going on then? And so yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of little tools, and that's what I want to sort of talk to people about.
I imagine there's lots of that anxiety when it comes to running a small business as well, though, because
absolutely,
especially if it's brand new and the grassroots as heck, because you want to be a success, and I feel like sometimes the more you want to be successful, the more people can sense that. Like I remember I'll never forget going through the Japanese marketplace in Honolulu. This isn't me just going, I went to Hawaii. I was 17, I think I was 17, no, I was 18, 17, very young. I still remember it because you have people tugging on your sleeves and buy this and buy that, and they're the people I'm not speaking to.
Yeah.
And people can sort of smell that, can't they? They can feel that.
Absolutely. And funnily enough, what's the book that I read? Steve Chandler, he wrote a book called The Prosperous Coach, and one of the biggest things that I remember is this thing about needy is creepy. And my friend made me a sticker, which I have on my laptop. Needy is creepy. I think you're absolutely right. You've just got to work where you're comfortable, and you're right. I think, people can smell that a mile off. So that's something I try and avoid.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with that being in the podcast industry, because you get a lot of like, look at my podcast. No, I shared a link earlier because somebody was badmouthing the Shrewsbury Arc. I was like, how can you badmouth the Shrewsbury? So I dropped the link. I was like, listen to this and educate yourself.
I listened to that podcast with
did you?
Emily, yeah.
Oh, it was an interesting one. It was an interesting one because I want to do more with the Arc, and we can only grab a couple. Well, we grabbed 3 people. I couldn't put the other ladies on though because she asked us not to. So but it was just nice being there and hearing people giving them an opportunity to give their voice.
Yeah.
But it's right, and being too desperate to succeed also comes with the fear to fail, right? And they're 2 completely different things, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it's so like, which one is the worst to live off? I mean, the fear to failure can motivate you, but the desperation to succeed in a business can kind of make you sound a bit too arrogant, a little bit too needy.
Yeah, I think you just need to be authentic to you. And with my business, and it's very new, 2 years, anyone who knows me will know that social media is something that I have never done ever. And it's been a real thing for me to put myself out there on social media. But talking to Alex McCarthy, a fantastic business coach, you realise what you do need to do, and it's about the comfort zone that we all sit in, and I coach on it all the time.
Canva is your friend, by the way.
Yeah,
Canva is definitely your friend.
Canva is my friend now, but I hadn't even heard of it. So, it's one of those things. I know I want to be successful. I don't want to appear needy, but to be successful, I will have to do the social media. And it works. And it really,
I think there's a fine line, though, isn't there, between like jazz. Everybody likes jazz.
Yeah.
To like haranguing someone for business.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm comfortable with the fact that people who know me know that it's not like I'm not there going, oh, look at me, etc., because it's just not me. And I think so long as you're authentic to yourself and who you are, and you can do it almost comfortably, then you're okay.
Alex McCarthy, she helped me digitize my calendars and stuff, because I had a diary and a calendar. I still use the calendar. That's for my events. I still let my wife know where I'm at. But mainly, I use my e-calendars, to-do lists, time tree,
Google Calendar, fantastic.
Google Calendar. So just to do that, and using Google Calendar and time tree, I guess, is kind of like using two different diaries. But the time tree is for me and Verity. The Google Calendar thing, I've got kind of linked up to her email, so she can't see what's going on there.
I see, yeah.
But yeah, just to have it on your phone, just be able to look at rather than be like, where's my diary?
Yeah.
It makes life so much easier.
It does. And I did the same only at the end of last year, and it's actually transformational rather than having loads of lists all over the place of what I need to do. So yeah, all those little tips. And Alex is a brilliant business coach. So yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is so I mentioned Stephen, I mentioned Alex, and is that life coaches, business coaches, football coaches, we all need a bit of assistance, and they do work, and they do a great job too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you say that.
No,
it's such a lovely job as well. It's so nice getting to know.
Have you had any eureka moments yet?
With clients, definitely, yeah.
I know you can't talk about them.
No.
Confidentiality.
Yeah, but just them getting a real realization as to what it is that they really want to do, or yes, I do want to move. I am going to relocate. I am going to, it's really, really a really nice job.
How often is it that you have to destroy? This is going to sound really, really harsh and really aggressive. How often is it that you have to destroy a person to be able to fix them? Or is that a myth?
I don't think you have to destroy them, but
no, that's what I said. It sounds really aggressive, but you've got to shift in cultivation. Got to burn a few.
Yeah, I think it's a very gentle question of the story that they keep telling themselves.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'm not very good at that. This won't work for me. All of those things. Really, won't it? You say that quite a lot. Just sort of getting them to recognize that they say these things all the time, and just it's a gentle questioning of their paradigms.
It's never easy to face your fears, especially when it comes to a business or your favorite thing. It's like, I am good at doing this, baby. I'm great at it. I can talk behind the microphone. I can edit. I can move things. I can bring people together. I can network. I can communicate. This is what I do. What I can't do is run a bloody business. I'm terrible. I am really bad. Company's house just scared the crap out of me. Honestly, it's so scary. Yeah. And I feel like if I was good at everything, then there'd be nothing left in the world. I think it'll all be mine.
Well, I think creative people, they have these amazing ideas, and then there is the business side is a completely different skill set, isn't it? And that's the thing. And so it's almost like you need to have two heads. You need to be good at business, and you need to be good at the thing that you're creative for. It's
not even a case of being a good guy anymore. You can't just. I don't think it's ever been that way.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Because I don't get paid to do this, and there's no plans to get paid to do this. Okay. It'd be nice to bring some funding in, though. Yeah. Funding would be fantastic. I'd love a studio in town, but this is where if I was a bit more dog eat dog, kind of I'm a wise guy, I can make it work. But no, not at the moment. I do it because on that. Yeah. Well, this is what Anna was saying. We were talking about, we've got a mutual friend, Anna Williams. Oh, Anna, how's it going? She was around here yesterday. She borrowed a camera for Ling Davis. Yeah. And she was like, you need to make money out of the biscuit. And I was like, yes, I know.
Yeah.
How?
And you could.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll talk about that.
So you have got a workshop planned at Highly Flammable, so people can
Actually,
see.
It's not at Highly Flammable. It's at the Courtyard Collective, which is just off Butchers Row.
My bad. I'm really sorry.
It's no problem. Right in the centre of town, though. Still on Butchers.
I don't know why I thought it was a Highly Flammable. I think it's because
there's a lot of events there certainly at the moment. It's a great.
The Courtyard Collective. Spot. Where's that?
It's just off Butchers Row. You know where number 4 is, and down a small alley. There's Yogalicious is there. And
wow! Yeah.
And good friends of mine own it.
Okay.
So it's a sort of I'm going to get it's where I can't get the words out. It's where people can go, like freelancers can go and work together. It's like a co-working space.
Okay.
So they've got a great space downstairs, which would be great for a workshop.
Is it where? Oh my God, what's his name? The bird guy.
Yes, Matsul.
Matsul.
Yeah.
Is that where?
Yeah, I think Matt works in there. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pet god. There's birds all inside there painted.
Yeah.
I went and did an interview with him there.
Is. Yeah, that's exactly where it is.
That was a really nice day because the owner of Phil Potts came out. I was like, I listened to your shit. I was like, oh my God, I feel like such a celebrity. Hello, you all right?
Well, Let me sign something. It's a great sandwich, doesn't it? So that's where it is, and it's on Thursday the 11th in the evenings, 7:30 till 9.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I might come along then.
Yeah, please do.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice to meet fellow people that worry with imposter.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be really interactive. It's not just going to be me standing at the front. It's going to be interactive. Everyone talking about what it is, how it affects them, how it comes up for them, the impact on their lives, and actually there can be positive impacts of it as well and negative. So just looking at that, and then maybe definitely some tools to think about.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. I'll tell you what, right? You tell people, I know we're running short on time, but you tell people what they can expect when I'm going to grab my phone because I wrote a thing on Facebook and I'm going to grab it so I can read it off. But you tell people what they can expect if they come to your course on the 11th then.
Okay. So it's just going to be a small group of people, interactive workshop, piece of cake and a cuppa, and we will talk about the feelings around imposter syndrome, how it affects you, or if you feel it, what those feelings are, and the impact on your life of this, whether it impacts your success, and also the positive aspects to it. And we'll look at some tools that have worked for some clients of mine that I talked to about imposter syndrome. I'd like to share those.
Wonderful. It sounds right, man. You said cake, and that's
Cake in a cuppa.
Cake in a cuppa. Right. So, okay, I put a thing on Facebook. I think we've got one comment, which is great. So I did actually. No, actually, it caused a phone call. This did. Because, and I can't say who this phone call was with, and what they said, because it triggered them.
Oh no!
And
it's definitely been triggering people.
Yes. No. So I put quick question: what do you do to get in your own way? That's what I put.
Oh yeah.
Right. So thank you to the person I spoke to earlier. I'm sorry if I triggered you, but at the same time, I'm glad that we had the conversation that we did. Because sometimes you need to understand what's going on. So what I mean is, what do you do to trip yourself up emotionally? Imposter syndrome. What do you do? Yeah. And Rich Carter, who was on the biscuit a few weeks ago, and he put, "Oh my God, so much procrastination, anything but the actual task I should be doing. I'm messaging you rather than completing my citizenship application." He's in Australia. Okay, so procrastination. Yeah,
procrastination is a big one. It's not so much imposter syndrome, but it's certainly what people do, and it's just avoiding that big task.
Oh, well, if I do this, this might happen, and this might happen, and then I distract myself with all sorts of different things that I should be doing, I was supposed to be doing,
and the big task is often too big, so it's about breaking down that task, or the fear of not doing it, and all of it. It's all around. Not doing that is much easier. It's easier to just do everything else apart from that. And it's because it's hard, because it's going to take time, because it's maybe going to challenge you, because you're going to find it difficult. So you just find something else to do instead. But it is a way of getting your way of yourself, don't you?
Yeah. Right, listen though, we're going to have to cut this now, because my son is coming from Wrexham on the train, and he's not turned up off the train, so I don't know where he is. So I need to go and find him. He's wandering around Shrewsbury somewhere. So,
thank you so much. It was so last minute. I really appreciate it.
No, it's really nice. I'm glad that we met you. I met you. You've got my digits now, so you can. We're in full contact now. I want to wish you the best of luck with this. It's kind of new, but it's going. I think you're going to do really well. You're very good at this. I can get it already just from talking to you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really
Where can people book a course with you or book a session with you?
Just on via my Instagram or Facebook accounts, my website.
Yes,
and the course is on the link tree.
I'm going to
my bio in Instagram.
On the read up for this podcast, wherever you're listening, I'll put the link to the link tree on the write up. So just click that, and you'll be able to get in touch with Mandy.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
No, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I'm going to go find my son. He's wandering around Shrewsbury somewhere. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. So that one had to end right there, because Leon, who will feature in a podcast next week for the Drawn releases, the interviews we got from Drawn. So he got the wrong train. So when my wife went to go and collect him at the train station in Shrewsbury, he didn't get off the train, and we were like, what's going on? And his phone had died, so I couldn't get in touch with him. But we managed to find him. He was fine. So that was an update on that. Right, okay, guys, it's coming to a very busy time of the year for us, and for Shrewsbury, Shropshire. Festival season is nearly upon us, and today, as I'm recording this, they dropped the map for this year's Shropshire Food Festival, Shrewsbury Food Festival, should I say, by Shropshire Festivals. Yeah, it looks amazing. 10-year anniversary of the food festival. Wonderful, wonderful event. If you've never been to the Shrewsbury Food Festival, why not treat yourself this year? It really is a great event. There's lots going on, but for me, that's one of the events of the year. I've always loved that event, but I want to do something different this year. I need your opinions. What can we do at the food festival that's a little bit different? I was thinking of like challenges and doing some missions. I want to make it fun. I want to make some video content, some audio content, So yeah, we'll have to put our thinking caps on for that one. Anyway, thank you so much, Mandy, for this episode. Really, really enjoyed it. What have we got coming up next week? On Monday, the next episode that we're going to release is actually the episode the podcast that I mentioned at the beginning of this one, and that was speaking to the coaches at Shrewsbury Up and Comers Girls Under 11s. Really enjoyed chatting to those guys, actual football coaches. That'll be with you on Monday, so make sure you do that. Bit of motivation for you from one end of the weekend to the other. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on Monday. Football coaches, peace out, guys. Have a great weekend.